guys, this is Long Haul Larry with Big Blue. We are running northbound on 81. We're about 40 miles away from Bristol, Virginia. Look at the stacks on this tanker guy up here. Got those really big stacks on there. I guess they're kind of cut at like a 45-degree angle back or something. And my guess is that they kind of turn into water catchment tubes or something. So he's kind of got some kind of deal. Got a cap fitted over the top of them to keep the water from going into them, I guess. Oh no, they're actually those flopper things. Oh, I hate those things. Those things are like those old old tractor deals. They're hinged. And they, I'm surprised those things don't rip off because they hinge like that. They hinge backwards. But like those old style tractors, you sit there when you idle them, they sit there going cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. Oh man, I hate those things. There used to be this owner-operator guy that when I was independent, I would pick up loads once in a while from Sargento Cheese in Plymouth. And there was this guy who had he was independent too, I believe, and he had a really nice rig and everything, but he had those stacks on there, and I would pull in there and I would sleep in there waiting for my appointment in the morning. I'd pull into place and sleep, and this guy seemed to deliver on the same day I was there all the time. And I'd be sleeping, and all of a sudden, early in the morning, I'd get woken up. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. And I'd look out my window, and there he would be. He'd be parked next to me, idle in his truck, and all night long, those things would be flapping up and down. I'd always get up, move, and go over a couple spots away from him. And one time, we were unloading, and we were right next to each other, and I was talking to him. He had extended the cab on his truck, made it a big sleeper and thing, and all this. Had a little shower in there and all this. And I was talking to him, and he was telling me about his truck. And I said, "Hey, buddy," I said, "we see each other a lot. You've seen me a bunch of times, right?" And he's like, "Oh yeah." I said, "Could I just ask you for a favor?" He goes, "Well, what's that?" And I said, "When you come in and you see me, don't park next to me." I says, those things, those exhaust deals, I said, man, they drive me nuts all the time. I said, you wake me up all the time with those things. I guess he needed to come over right at that moment. Well, he was going to end, I guess. And he just kind of looked up at me and said, "Oh, they those bother you?" I said, "Don't tell me they don't bother you." And he was like, "I guess I've had them on there so long. Used to them." And I said, "Yeah, but no problem." I've never understood those things, why people put those on their trucks. To tell you the truth, I just don't really understand the real big pipes. Especially in the old Kenworths and Peterbilts, and the pipes are right next to the door. And having those big pipes going up there, that makes them, makes the exhaust loud. day long with going on, you know. Well, we're just rolling the miles, getting it up there. Wasn't too bad coming across 40, but Knoxville was a nightmare. When you're running 40 eastbound into Knoxville, there's a scale. It is the worst placement of a scale ever. It's right at the top of a hill. And for the pre-pass, you got to be in the right lane. And everybody that's pulling in the scales, they're pulling over there and they're getting real slow, and you got the trucks climbing the hills and everybody's jumping in there. People are having to hit the brakes and it's such a steep hill and you try to get going again. It's a real slow climb up through there. It's always a nightmare right there. And I have to be in that lane to get my pre-pass to activate. And it was just a nightmare. And then there was an accident that was like 3 miles up ahead of that scale, and that caused a huge backup. By the time I got there was no accident. It was everything was gone, but it was showing there was an accident. We are just rolling it out the road. We got 456 miles to go to our destination of Manchester, Pennsylvania. That my daughter has picked her song that she wants us to dance to. I can't remember the name of it. It was Fathers and Daughters Never Say Goodbye by Michael Bolton. So I guess that's the song. I guess I didn't understand that there was that much into all this. Got to pick out certain songs beforehand and everything else for certain dances. I thought it would just be, you know, I just go up and dance with her to a song or whatever. I know that they usually do that, but I guess got to pick out a song. So she picked that one out, and I replied to her, very nice. Trying to make me cry here or what? engine fan. campers, and I gotta do my mandatory 30-minute break. I've seen a few campers pulling up here, going up the road here. I thought I would see a lot more with the race going on this weekend. I figured I'd see a lot of campers heading towards Bristol, but not that many. But I figure campers will be coming in tonight, but probably tomorrow is probably when you'll see a bunch of them come in, and I'll be gone. I actually used to, I had this little idea of a business one time, and I used to work for a company for abatement. You don't know what that is? It's basically removal of asbestos. And did that for a few years, and we would travel around and do a lot of different schools in different towns, counties, and stuff all over Wisconsin, Illinois. And so you were in hotels all the time, and they would set up the hotel for you, but if you wanted to, you could get $35 a day and do your own. So I came up with this idea. I was young, and I bought this camper. The truck pulled over there, and now he's riding his brakes. I don't know what the deal is here. Pop-up camper I bought, and then I was traveling all around, and I thought, I came up with this little idea, and I thought, hey, why not just pull my camper along with me? So I used to do this all the time, and I would pull it along to job sites, and then I would set it up, and it had two beds in it, and a kitchen table folded down into a bed. And I would actually hook up to the water right at the job site, and electricity and everything, so I had everything I needed. And I took it off for the first week, and then somebody got the bright idea. They said, hey, how about if I just stay with you? And I was like, all right, $20 a night. And so every time I go to the job site, because they would get $35, so they get $15 a day, and I would charge them $20. So I had two guys that would stay with me all the time, and they would pay me. So I was making $40 a day with that, plus I was making $35 for the company. And you don't need to come over with Western Star. You're not even, the people are not close. So I was making $75 a day doing that, and then the people that stayed in there, they were making an extra $15 a day at the end of the week. You know, they were making almost $100 extra on the paycheck, and they would put us in really bad, sleazy motels. So it was all cool. You know, they didn't care. It's a nice little camper, and I had this camper for that whole time when we did that. It was a couple of years. Used it a bunch for that, and then I stopped doing that job, and I actually took a job at Kohler Company, And so I had this camper, and me and the family, we used it a few times, but it just sat around all the time. So somebody suggested that I should rent it. It's like, okay. So I started renting this camper out. And I had a few people that came and rented it, and it all worked out fine. And then I rented it out to this guy for a weekend, and he was going to Indianapolis to a NASCAR race, something like that. And he rented my camper out, and he said it was gonna be him and a couple buddies or something. And they pulled my camper all the way down there, and they went down in there and stayed in my camper, and basically I think they had themselves a huge party in there and busted up the whole thing. And it came back, it was a total disaster. And they actually broke the cables that raised it up and down. There was like a crank on it. It wasn't new enough, and I don't even know if they had them at that time, where they had motors on them, would push a button and raise it up and down, but this one had a crank you put in there and crank the whole thing up. Well, they broke the whole cable system. So then what they did is somebody got inside and they raised it up. They put it on their shoulders, and they like stood up and raised the thing up, and then they found a 2x4 or something, and they stuck it up on the inside. And that's how they kept it up when they were down there, I guess, or something. I don't know. So I wasn't too happy about that, and it was just a mess inside of it. And the guy just dropped it off and never even talked to me, just left. So I went through it and fixed a bunch of stuff up, and I put all new cables in it, and that thing, it had problems raising ever since. I rented it out a bunch more times. People would call me, and they were having problems getting it to go up or go down, and I'd have to talk to them about it, figure out how to get it to work and stuff. Finally, I was just like, you know what, enough of this, and I turned around and just put it up for sale and sold it. I was actually going to rent a camper for this trip that I did I don't know, 10 years ago, something like that. And I was gonna rent this big camper thing and everything, and we checked into the prices of it. Wow, it was expensive. And my wife was like, why is that so expensive? And I was like, well, when you rent a camper, problem is you get people that have big parties in them and trash them. So I think they're trying to make their money as fast as possible back for the camper. Probably why they're expensive. Word from my boss too a little while ago, and I am actually going to be doing the Allentown load tomorrow, so that'll be next load on my list. Deliver this load in Manchester, and then I'll be heading up to Allentown and Americold up there and loading up there. If I deliver that load or what. It all kind of matters because I have to head back to Shawano, because I do have the Shawano load already. I got a text from that broker saying that I've been assigned that load, and that delivers. I gotta be in Shawano by like 1 on Sunday. So if I pick up that Allentown load, Frederick, I think what happens is if he can get a 1 or a 2 a.m. appointment, then he just has me deliver it. Because then I can just run it in there, catch a nap while they unload it, and then run over to the yard, switch trailers, and take off. But if he can't get that early appointment, then he gets one later in the day in the afternoon. Well, I don't have time to hang out there and wait for the delivery and then get the shot out, so then he has somebody else to deliver the load. So that looks like that's going to be my tomorrow project. Bristol Motor Speedway, next 2 exits. Guys, here we are, our shutdown for the night. We are up actually in Maryland. We just made it into Maryland, and I'm about ready to run on hours. So time to shut her down. Probably right there. I see a parking spot. Yep. Alrighty. So I guess I shall say goodbye, good night, or whatever you want to call it. I hope that everyone out there is having themselves a great day. Oh, this guy's parked right in the driveway. A great night. You're watching this here video. I'm going to pull up to the pump, go inside for a minute, then I'll come around and park. If you are not, then we certainly could change that and just try that all over again tomorrow. So until next time, guys, I will catch you later. Good night.